What's good, YouTube? It's KingX.X coming to you guys with a brand new video, and today in this video we're going to be taking a look at off-meta guns. Now this is a top 5 video on the best off-meta weapons to run in Warzone. Now obviously the meta weapons and some of the absolute meta weapons are kind of going to dominate still regardless, but these guns, they're definitely viable. You could run them against the guns that are meta. So let's go ahead and start off with the AK-47, because this one's honestly probably one of the guns that really should be meta, but is actually not for some reason. I want to say it received a nerf not too long ago, like a couple months ago, but starting off, we're going to be going with the muzzle, and that is the GRU suppressor. By far, probably the best suppressor you can run on the Cold War weapons. Gives you sound suppression, vertical recoil, bullet velocity, and also effective damage range. You do lose some ADS, and a couple other stats that really don't matter too much. Next one is the barrel. We're going with the 20-inch Spetsnaz RPK barrel. Gives you bullet velocity. The horizontal recoil is improved, as well as the vertical recoil, and it improves the effective damage range. Now you do lose some hipfire accuracy, so this is why you probably want to run this gun at long range rather than close range, because if you hipfire, you might not make all your shots, but by far this is probably the best barrel to run for a long range, maybe even a sniper support, but you might want to run a smaller barrel on that. For the optic, we're going with the Axial Arms 3x scope. It's probably the best sight to run on the Cold War weapons. Also, we're running the underbarrel as the Spetsnaz grip. It gives you horizontal and vertical recoil. You do lose some firing move speed. And we're also putting on the 45-round mags, so you guys do not run out of ammo while you're using this gun. Guys, give this class a try. This AK, I'm telling you, will not disappoint you, as you've seen in the gameplay. It works pretty much at almost all ranges, except probably close range. The next gun we're going to be checking out is the Grau. Now, the Grau used to be the most dominant weapon at one point, and now it is basically off meta. You really won't ever see this gun too much if you're playing. You might see it a little bit in Rebirth, but you probably don't see it in Caldera much at all. Now this is more of a long range weapon, but this is a long range class, so let's go ahead and talk about the muzzle. We are going with the monolithic suppressor. It gives you sound suppression and increases your damage range, as well as the ADS speed and aim walking steadiness do take a hit. We're running the Tempest 26.4 arch angle barrel, which gives you damage range, bullet velocity. Make sure your bullets get there as soon as possible, as well as you get recoil control. You do lose some ADS and movement speed. Now for the underbarrel, we're running Commando foregrip because it gives you recoil stabilization and aiming stability. You do lose some movement speed. This gun, when it comes to the accuracy, this is by far probably the best foregrip to run. I used to run the Merc, and I also used to run the Ranger, but I really don't think it's actually necessary. Yes, this one does give you hipfire accuracies, but this isn't gonna be a gun you want to hipfire from anyways. So go with the Commando. We're also running the 60-round mag just to give you as many bullets as possible. And just because 3 of the attachments did take some of your ADS time, we are going to be running the XRK Void 2, which gives you ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. Sprint to fire, you always want to get your gun up as quick as possible, but you do lose some of that recoil control. This gun is pretty much a laser. You really won't actually have to worry about that too much. So that is why we're going to be running this setup for the Grau compared to a lot of other setups. The next gun we're going to be taking a look at is the Marco. Now, this is one of the brand new SMGs that came with the Season 4 update, and it may be a meta gun right now. A lot of people are running it. The only difference is we're actually going to be running a Kimbo on this gun. So let's go ahead and talk about the muzzle. We're going to be going with the recoil booster for the fire rate. You do lose some accuracy, but you're not really going to be ADSing with it anyways. We're also running the Body 285mm custom for the barrel. It gives you hipfire accuracy and recoil recovery. Do lose some recoil control. This hipfire accuracy, it's going to help because, of course, it is a Kimbo gun, so no matter what, you will be hip firing. It's made for up close and personal. For the optic, just because it really doesn't affect you, just run the slate reflector or none. Doesn't make a big difference there. For the stock, we're running the Body HF folding. It's more for the hip fire accuracy, the aim walking move speed, ADS time, which doesn't matter, and the sprint to fire to get your gun up as quick as possible. Now for the magazine, we're running the 8mm Nambu 64-round mags. Now in this gameplay, I do actually run the 48-round as well. It really depends. I personally like having more ammo, but the 48-round mag actually is the stronger ammo to run. Up to you on that one. Honestly, experiment, but I'm running the 64, and you've seen in this gameplay, it's been doing what it should be. For the ammunition, we're running lengthened for the bullet velocity. Get your bullets as quick as possible. Next, for our rear grip, we're running recoil control, and for the rear grip, we're running the Pine Tar grip, which gives you recoil control, hipfire accuracy, as well as a loss to your ADS speed, which does not matter. Of course, you need to run the perk that gives you akimbo, hipfire, 2 weapons, of course, it's always what you're going to need. And we're going to be running fully loaded, but you could run quick. I know a lot of people have been running quick, and it's probably the better one to run. When you're playing Warzone or Rebirth, you probably want your ammo as quick as possible, and if you're running 64 round mags, why wouldn't you want to have all of the ammo, because you're going to be shredding through it anyways. So I'm starting off with fully loaded, but you could change it probably quick if you need to. The next weapon we're going to be taking a look at, weapon number 4, and that is a DP27. Now, I'm going to be honest, I didn't really think about using this LMG until the recent combat pack for PlayStation. So if you do have PlayStation, you actually don't even have to level this gun up at all. It is going to be perfect for you. Starting off with the muzzle, we're running the MX silencer for sound suppression, horizontal recoil control, and the vertical recoil control, as well as damage range. ADS and sprint to fire do take a hit, but you're not really going to be sprinting around with this weapon. It's definitely for long range. Now for this one, we're going to be running the 680mm B02D with the barrel. Gives you horizontal recoil control, reduced scope sway and gun bob, as well as bullet velocity. Do lose some sprint to fire and hip fire accuracy, but nothing too major there. For this one, we're running the 3.25 slate. Now this one actually is a dual optic, so it's kind of like an ACOG with a red dot on the side. I would personally run the 3 to 6 times scope, but I actually don't have that unlocked, so I'm running the 3.25. It actually came stock on the weapon anyways. We're also going to be running the Empress VZV for the stock, which gives you recoil control when mounted, and of course accuracy during sustained fire, so not a bad one there. For the underbarrel, we're running the M1941 hand stop for the vertical recoil control and the horizontal recoil. You do lose hip fire accuracy, but this is not a gun you want to be really up close and personal with somebody unless you really have to. We're also going to be running the magazine, which is a 7.62 by 54mm rounds, which gives you 105 rounds, and it's your best bet, gives you most ammo as possible. For the ammunition, we're running lengthened, which gives you bullet velocity. Now, I do want to say in the most recent update, the lengthened bullet velocity did take a hit, but it's still by far the best thing to run on this gun, as well as the polymer grip, which gives you flinch resistance and accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. For the perk, we're running hard scope for the recoil control, and we're also going to be running fully loaded to have as much ammo as possible. All right, for the very last weapon, we're going to be taking a look at the P90. Now, I'm going to be honest, when I was running around with this gun on Rebirth not too long ago, this gun was dominating. For the muzzle, we're going with the monolithic suppressor for the sound suppression and the damage range. Don't worry about the ADS and the aim walking steadiness. We'll talk about those later. For the barrel, we're running the Forge Tac Retribution, which gives you the damage range, bullet velocity, and the recoil control. You do lose ADS and some movement speed. Nothing really too noticeable. For the laser, we're going to be running a tac laser for the ADS speed, aiming stability, and the aim walking steadiness. For the stock, we're running the Forge Tac CQB comb. Gives you ADS speed, that's mainly the only reason we're running it. And to get even more with the ADS and also improve the sprint to fire speed, we're running the stippled grip tape. And this is going to be the class you want to use with the P90. It's really good. Trust me, you might want to check it out. It's kind of crazy that this gun's actually not one of the meta weapons. It's really off meta and not many people use it. I think the Korean Savage dropped a video on this gun recently, so definitely go check out this weapon for yourself. It's really good. But that is all 5 of the classes we're going to be checking out. I probably will have another video, most likely on the meta weapons, or I might have a class for the NZ41 because I just dropped a career number of kills with that gun on Fortune's Keep, so I do want to check that out at some point later this week. But with that being said, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions on these 5 weapons. Which one are you guys going to be running? And if you do run it, let me know how many kills you guys get with the guns. Make sure to like, subscribe, put on post notifications so you guys don't miss another video. Have a great rest of your day. I'm out. Peace.
Society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous. It's the world honestly burning, that's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start